Hey everybody, my name is Frank Donardi and I'm going to teach you how to put your LUTs or LUTs that you've purchased into the Sony a9 III so you can actually use them when you're out in the field. I want to tell you first, I am filming this segment on the Sony a9 III. I'm shooting in 4K, 24 frames per second, S-Log3, 1/48 shutter, 2.8 aperture, and I'm at the base ISO of 2000. I've got a couple small aperture lights that are lighting me up here and the lights in the room. I'm not a lighting expert by any means, but if you want to see or get an idea of what this base ISO of 2000 looks like, maybe this will give you a little bit of an idea. I know people are freaking out about this. I was worried about it myself. I'm still a little bit concerned about it. I think it might be overhyped. I think people are going a little too crazy about it, but I filmed all day today with this camera working with a tree company, and I put on an ND filter and I shot all day with them at 2000 ISO and sometimes up to 3200 ISO when they were in the shadows. Everything looked great on the back of the camera, and I'm really excited to edit the video to see what everything looked like. Maybe I'll share it with you all so you can get a good idea after I finish editing it. So let's get right into this video, and I'm going to teach you how to install LUTs that you've purchased, LUTs that you've made onto the Sony a9 III. First things first, I'm going to get this into the computer and I'm going to open up this SD card. And oh, by the way, I'm using a Sony card here. If you are not using a Sony card, you're going to need to build these folders yourself on the SD card that you have, okay? So on the Sony card here, you're going to want to go to Private, you're going to want to go to Sony, you're going to want to go to Pro, and you're going to want to go to LUT. What I'm going to do is go and open a new Finder window, and I have my LUTs down here, and I'm going to go to the FX6 Phantom LUTs, and I'm going to go to this folder here. Now I gotta back up and go to this folder here. Now, the two that I like to use out of here are the Neutral FX6 Legacy and the Neutral FX6. I'm gonna take those and drag them in here. These are going to be .cube files. And I also like to use, haven't used them much recently, but did like to use some of a9iii LUTs. So I like the two that are on the bottom here. I'll bring this up as a list. I like to use the S-Log3, S-Gamut 3, Cine, Rex 709 Dark, say that fast a few times, and the one that's underneath it. I'll also drag those onto there as well. And I'm going to clean up by kind. I have a thing that I always have to do that before I close out a folder. So we're gonna close this down. And since we're here, I might as well show you how to do this on an SD card that's not a Sony. So I formatted this card right here. We're going to open it up. We're going to go to Private. We're going to go to Sony. And now, Private and Sony was already there. So we're going to have to build a folder that says Pro. And we're going to have to build another folder in Pro that says LUT. And I Shift Command N to build that new folder, and we're going to title this LUT. So it's going to be the same process that we repeated before. We're going to File, New Finder window. We're going to go into here. We're going to grab the LUTs that we like. FX6, RE LUTs, RE LUTs. We're going to grab Neutral and our Neutral Legacy and Neutral. We're going to drop them into the LUT folder there. So we're going to go back to here and grab a9iii's LUTs and grab the two on the end that I know that I like, and we're going to drag those up onto there. So that is how you would do that on an SD card that is not a Sony card. I know some of you are probably laughing at me for having an a9 III and not having a CF Express Type A card. But yeah, I'm one of those guys who will get a camera for 6,000 bucks and then use a cheap SD card. But I will be getting the CF Express Type A's, so that's just in time. I haven't had anything before with any of this kind of speed, so I haven't really had a need for it, but I'll be getting one. Okay, everybody, so I'm sorry I do not have an Atomos Ninja to record this with, so we're going to be going off my Atomos Shinobi. So once you have your LUTs on the SD card, what you're going to want to do is go to your menu. You're going to want to go down to the exposure color tab here, the pink one, and you're going to want to go to the right, and you're going to want to go over and go to color tone. Then you want to go over again, and you're going to go to Manage User LUTs. Click on that. You're going to want to go to Import/Edit. You're going to get to this menu right here. You're going to click on this, go to Media, go to SD card, slot 1, slot 2, whatever you've got it in. And there's 4 LUTs that I kind of go back and forth using. And the first ones are from the Phantom Luts that I really enjoy. So I'm going to click on that for the first one there. And it's going to say import this LUT file to user one. File is neutral fx6 legacy.cube. I'm going to hit OK. And you're going to see it process. And I've got it in there. I'm going to repeat the step again. User 2, media, slot 1. I'm going to put the neutral FX. Now I've got that one in there. And I also like Matty Hapoya's LUTs. I got these a while back, and these are what I used for a long time until I got the Phantom LUTs. I occasionally still use these, so I'm going to put them into the a9 III in case I ever want to tinker with them again. And then I'm going to go to number 4. Same thing, media, slot 1, and go down to this last one here, and I'm going to import that. So now what I have is these 4 LUTs that are my 4 favorite. You can put up to 16 LUTs in the a9 III, which is pretty awesome. This really takes the guesswork out of it. Now, you're going to want to go back again, not this far, but you're going to want to go back to the menu. And what we're going to do here is go to the shooting tab, which is the red one. In the first image quality / recording, we're going to want to go down to the log shooting settings. And in log shooting, we're going to want to turn that on. Going to do a little processing here. And for the color gamut, you're going to want to go down and select either sgamut3.cine slog or sgamut3 / slog3. And you're going to want to back out of here. And now what we're going to want to go to from here is back to this pink tab. We're going to want to go to color tone, and we're going to want to go to select LUT. Sorry, I'm struggling here a little bit. And then I'm going to go to user 1. And what you can see here is on the top, it says the neutral fx6 legacy.cube. I'm going to select that. So now when I go back to shooting, it's going to show me what I'm shooting, and you can see right up top here, it says user 1. It's telling me that I'm using the LUT in user 1 spot, and it's going to display it for me. Now, my settings for slog3 are not proper here. We need to be 1.7 or 2 stops overexposed. So to get that, let's bump that ISO up a little bit. We're going to even have to go a little bit higher. I wouldn't be shooting at numbers like this, but you know, that's where we want to be around. So now you can see I bumped up the ISO to 12,800, which I'm probably not going to be shooting on the a9 III, but that gives me the proper metering for 1.7 or 2 stops overexposed. So what I'm going to show you now is, so just so you can see the difference on this, on the left side of the screen here, I've got my LUT that I put on there. As you can see, it says user 1 right there. And on the right side of the screen, I've got no LUT on there. So you can see the difference of how it's actually working, which I think is a fantastic feature on this camera. It's so nice to be able to go out and not be guessing to what your imaging or what your videos are going to look like when you get home and put them on the computer. And also, when you get home and you put them on the computer, this LUT is not installed on those images. You still have to put the LUT on the video from your computer. This is just overlaying it on here so you can get the idea of what it's going to look like. Hey everybody, I forgot to film an outro for the video yesterday. I hope this video helped you. If it did, would you do me a favor and like it and maybe leave a comment on it? Also, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below and I'm happy to answer them for you.